Okay, welcome back. Oh, baby NBA, I'm trying to have you on for a second and you lost your mind. Okay, okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that.
Wasn't ready, man. He wasn't ready.
He's not ready, man. 3 months.
Spotlight too big.
He folded on me on prime time, man. That's all right, little man. We'll try this again later. But guys, welcome back to the NBA cast. I got Steve-O with me yet again. What a do, brother.
What up? What up?
Hey man, the NBA playoffs. Woo! It's been kind of nice, if I say so myself.
Yeah. The only thing is there hasn't really been upsets. I don't know if there's been an upset yet.
I mean, me personally, Denver winning without Jamal Murray was an upset for me. That'll probably be
Yeah.
the
I
biggest
guess
thing
you
to an
could
upset
definitely
because
say that because
Portland
Dame
was
should have.
healthy.
Yeah, they were healthy and they won what 2 years ago when they had Murray.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
they
that's why I
have no
said that.
reason to lose this year.
To me, that was an upset, and I am upset about it. Um,
Yeah.
but we'll go ahead and jump right in there. Let's go ahead and get started with the East. Um, Obviously, the number one seed handled business yet again. Um,
That was easy. Should
yeah,
have went 4, not 5, but Embiid obviously got hurt in game 4.
yeah. The Wizards did not need to be there, but they fought hard at the end of the season. They fought really hard. Their last
Yeah, they
20
did.
or so games, 20 to 30 games, they really caught fire and really fought their way into a playoff picture. And then the play-in,
Yep.
they did what they were supposed to do. So I'm not mad at them being in there, but if you want to be realistic, they never had a chance of beating Philly.
Oh no. No,
Like,
not. I don't think any of those playing teams had a chance. None
nah,
of them.
nah. But that's what we get when we get the play-in. So I'm still, going back to the play-in, I'm still okay with it because we did get that excitement in those
Yeah,
2 games to
yeah.
see who really got in. So I'm perfectly okay with it. And 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, anyways, the first seed normally smacks the 8 seed anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, that's why when the 8 seed beats the 1 seed, it's really big news.
exactly.
It's
So
usually history.
yeah, so I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the Wizards being there. Plus, we got a little bit of extra power. When
Yeah.
Westbrook and Bradley Bill came in.
Well, the thing
Uh,
is, they would have been the 8 seed regardless, playing game or not.
yeah, exactly, because they fought so hard at the end.
Yep,
They
exactly.
caught fire. They really caught fire. So that like it's really not much to say on that one. Wizards, of course, had no answer for Embiid, but
Nope.
one of the better players in that series that people aren't going to give credit to is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons had a great series,
Yeah, he did.
distributing the ball, strong defensively. He even had a few games, where he was the second scorer for the 76ers.
Yeah. So anybody who doesn't know me, I'm a big Ben Simmons fan. I really am. I think this dude could be, if he was aggressive enough, could be a 22 to 25 point scorer. He really could. Like he's a mismatch on the offensive end just about every time. Problem is he just isn't aggressive enough. If he gets more aggressive, he will be a top 10 player in the league in my book. He just will. But yeah, as far as the Sixers go, I mean, it was easy when you saw Washington there. You thought it would go 4 or 5. You thought maybe Washington would steal a game, which they did, but mainly because Embiid got out. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that series was easy to predict. The next series you got the Nets and you had
Boston.
Boston,
And let's
who
be
was without
Boston.
Jalen Brown.
Yeah, they were outmatched as soon as Jalen Brown went out for the year. They basically left
Yep.
all the offensive duties to Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum. And Kemba Walker is he's such a spotty offensive player, and that he always has been. He's either hot or he's cold. The way his game style is, off the dribble, off balance, mid range shot. I mean, it's so inconsistent. They're tough shots. They're tough shots for a guy like Kawhi Leonard, and they play like that's his style. Tough shot, mid ranger, and they're tough shots for him. And he the difference is he's consistent with it. Kemba Walker being 6'1", it's a lot tougher.
Yeah,
It's a lot tougher, and that left Jason Tatum basically to have to score at least 35 a game to keep them in the game.
exactly. 45 or 35 to 40 points he had to average just to maybe win two.
Exactly,
They won
exactly.
one, and he had to drop what 50.
50. He dropped the 50
Yeah,
burger, and that
exactly.
was the one they won. And I, it was just they were outmatched from the beginning. I mean, that was before James Harden's injury, so he was basically playing three top 10 players by himself.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have Marcus Smart, who's he's that guy. He's a great role player, is what I call him. He isn't a
Yes.
star. You know exactly what you're getting out of him. You're probably getting about 15 to 20, and then you're getting good defense.
Yep.
But I mean, great defense against Kyrie, Harden, and Durant sometimes just doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Because at that point now you're talking about three of the top six offensive players in the league.
Yep, exactly.
And at that point, like you said, it don't matter how good your defense is. They've seen it. They know how to beat it.
Yep, exactly.
So
So yeah, that was a
Brooklyn took care of them in what, 5, right?
5. Yep, because Jason
Yeah.
Tatum decided to drop 50.
Yeah, that would have been a better series, with a healthy Jaylen Brown. But I mean, also with a healthy Jaylen Brown, the Celtics wouldn't have been a 7 seed either. So obviously,
And
obviously as well, for those of you who may not have heard, after that series was over, Brad Stevens was let go. So the
no,
Celtics.
I'm not gonna say he was like he got kind of like promoted, kind of, because Danny Ainge left his
Well,
spot and
yeah.
Stevens is taking over for Danny Ainge.
Well, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess you could say promoted.
So now they're looking for a new coach.
Yeah, which honestly might benefit them
Yeah, yeah.
because
Brad
Brad.
Stevens was that guy that you knew what you were getting with him. You're getting
Right.
good coaching. You can maybe win a rounder, maybe two, but I don't think he was the guy to lead you to the promised land.
I don't think so either. So we'll see what the Celtics do in the offseason, what names they look to grab, and like I said, a healthy Celtics team. We're obviously going to see them back in the playoffs next year, and I can guarantee you it's not going to be at the 7th seed. Um. So now we'll move on, to the 3 and 6 matchup.
3-7.
3 and 6.
Oh yeah, 3-6. Yeah.
And 3 and 6 we had Milwaukee and the Heat,
Yep.
which
Sweep alert.
I can go ahead. I can say that nobody projected the Brooms to be out on that matchup.
No, but Milwaukee was ready
Milwaukee,
because
they look
they
like the
lost
better
the round
team.
before. Yep.
Yeah,
They did exactly what they needed to do. They learned from their mistakes last year and then took care of business.
yeah, that was great because they matched their physicality. But then
Yep.
they also turned around and got better in the offseason when they grabbed Drew Holiday. So
Yeah,
that
Drew
helped them.
Holiday changed that whole team.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that was the best move that they made for sure. So Milwaukee's gonna that them sweeping the Heat. I didn't see, and it makes you ask this question: was the bubble an advantage for certain teams? In
Oh
this
yeah,
case, it'll be
for
the Heat.
certain teams. Yep, exactly. And some people may say it benefited the Lakers too. Who also, well, we'll talk about the Lakers later,
We'll
but
talk
yeah,
about the Lakers later, but yeah, the bubble might have benefited certain teams, and it looked like the Heat might have been one because when this matchup started, they looked tired. They looked worn out. They looked beat up.
yeah.
And
Can we talk about Jimmy Butler though, and like where was he? Because he was not in the playoffs. He did not step up at all.
I mean the whole team was iffy because
You're right.
here's my thing. Where was Tyler Hero? He sucked the
Gone.
night in and night out. He wasn't even and it goes once they got brought out, I had to remind Heat fans, you guys didn't trade Tyler Hero for James Harden. Why?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
because
don't.
he was a
I
nobody
don't
out
think anybody exactly. I don't think anybody. I mean, even when the report was out that they didn't want to get rid of Hero for, I mean, everybody thought they were crazy then. They
there.
definitely think they're crazy now.
Yep.
But hey, I mean,
Yeah.
James Harden didn't miss like how many games, and then he's hurt again. So I'm not saying
Yeah,
I want to
but
do it, but
yeah, that's hindsight. We would have never. You wouldn't know he was going to get hurt. Let's be real. I mean, that is James Harden, and
yeah,
he shows healthy that he's probably a. I mean, it's asinine to say this, but he's probably a better point guard than he is at the two guard.
yeah, I definitely agree with that. He, I mean, he has the handles of just about any good point guard you have, and then he can shoot lights out, and he is like at first I didn't think he could be a point guard. I thought he was more of a score first type person, but he's actually improved a lot.
Oh
He's
yeah,
turned into one of the best facilitators in the league, to be honest.
and you know what? And that's been exactly what the Nets needed. That
Yeah.
is exactly what the Nets needed because we all know Kyrie plays the point guard position because he's smaller, but he's definitely a two guard. He's a lot.
Yep.
When I think of Kyrie Irving, I think of Allen Iverson. Those guys get the ball and they're looking to score. That is their goal. They're
Yep.
not asked to distribute or make the next guy better.
Nope. Yeah. So there's that series, and then what's the last series? It was the Knicks and Hawks.
Now
Trey Young,
that
Trey Young coming out party.
Trey Young's coming out party was beautiful, and anybody who knows me already knows that I've been a huge Trey Young fan for a long time. I've loved his game for a while, and his game, his style of play reminds me that from the very beginning is Steph Curry. The biggest difference between him and Steph Curry is Trey Young is already a better facilitator. Um, and it's hard to say even better because they never asked Steph Curry to be a facilitator. He's always been a guy to score buckets because his scoring ability is extremely high, whether he's on the
Yep.
ball and whether he's not on the ball. Trey Young is just so gifted as a facilitator and scoring the ball that he actually works. And it just goes to say, this might be the one trade in NBA history that benefited both teams. Trey Young to
Yep.
Atlanta and Luka to the Mavericks. Like it was perfect. Trey Young even fits the Atlanta culture.
Yep. Yeah. It's definitely. I don't know. I don't know what it is about him. I just try to not like him. I don't know why.
What?
But I mean, he gets. I don't know why. I told you I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
It
Like,
must be that nappy ass hair
uh,
that you don't like.
I have no idea what it is. I don't. I mean, yeah, he's a baller. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But for some reason, I just don't like him. I don't know why. He could put up numbers left and right, but I just won't like him. He's just one of those type of players. But I
I
had the
mean,
Knicks winning that one. Obviously, I was way wrong because
me personally,
Trey
I
Young
had.
said so.
I mean, me personally, I had the Knicks too. The Knicks won was 3-0 against them this season. The
Yeah.
Knicks were I can't even say obviously. The Knicks are a better defensive team. I
Yep.
I had the Knicks all the way through, but the best thing to me that came out of this is they look like they may be growing a little rivalry there. The Hawks and the
Yeah.
Knicks may be growing a rivalry that we can watch
Oh
for a
yeah,
couple
Trey
years.
Young. Nick fans are gonna hate Trey Young for years to come,
Oh yeah,
guaranteed. And he
that's
loved
what I'm
playing in
saying.
MSG.
Oh, he does big time
He
player.
loved that spotlight.
So
Yep.
and that's what I'm saying. And the way they was chipping back and forth, the physical
Yep.
play, and both teams are young. Both teams are
Yeah.
they're gonna
Very
see
young.
each other. They're gonna see each other year in and year out. There may be a rivalry brewing that we might finally have us something in the East. And I mean, let's be honest, it'll probably be the best rivalry we've had since what? Orlando, Cleveland, the Heat and the Pacers.
Yeah. Heat Pacers were pretty. That was a nice one with Lance Stevenson. Um. But going back to the series, I want to know what happened to Julius Randle because
Most improved
I
player of
don't
the
know if the
year for
spotlight was too big or he just I don't know. He may be just one of those guys that just struggle in the playoffs. I hope not, because Julius Randle is a really, really, really good player. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously most improved player in the league. Uh, at times, he looked like an MVP caliber player. In this series, I don't know what happened. He wasn't ready for all the double teams, which kind of was weird to me because I mean you would think throughout the regular season teams started doubling. I mean you should be ready for it,
Well,
but
we all know playoff intensity is a lot different. So when teams
it
came on
is.
double team, they dared his other teammates to beat them. RJ Barrett is still yet to be a consistent enough offensive threat. You know what you're getting in your point guards and Alfred Payton and Derrick Rose. I mean,
Well,
that was
Alfred, I don't even know if he played. I don't think he
exactly.
played.
I mean, and then Reggie Bullock isn't a scorer. He's your shooter. You know, Taj Gibson's not going to put up big points. So the Knicks are already built to win defensively.
Yeah, they're
If you score 105 points against the Knicks, you probably beat them.
yeah their offensive inefficiency like definitely showed up. They're gonna have to do some retooling on the roster to benefit them in these games where their defense isn't what they're accustomed to because they're
Right.
they're accustomed to holding teams to like less than 100. But I mean the Hawks were scoring like 105, 110, and when
And
that happens you got to learn how to score, and nobody was really scoring anywhere. Derrick Rose had a couple games where he showed out but nobody else
yep.
did.
And
So I
exactly.
mean you got to have people that can score. You got to be able to shoot. And you got obviously Bullock in who was it? Burks. He had himself a game in what game one?
Alec Burks, yeah, he did have himself a pretty good game. But I mean,
Game
that
one,
has to
but
be an emphasis for them this offseason.
yeah, they
As find
well.
a score.
The thing is, isn't Julius Randle a free agent?
Yes, but I want to say he's also a restricted. So I think they can match.
Okay, well, obviously he's getting a max contract, and if you're New York, you have to match that, right? No way you
Oh
let him
yeah,
walk.
yeah. That's who you're building your team around. That's your young star right there. He does not walk. Yeah, no, he
Yeah,
does not walk.
hopefully not. Even though he didn't have a good playoff, but I think you still got to keep him.
And since we're on the East, you know we've already had our first second round Eastern Conference game. Hawks,
Yep,
Philly, Embiid
we had two. We had
healthy
two
enough to
second
play.
round.
Oh yeah, we did. We had two. We had two.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about the one today first because the one today was
Okay.
very shocking to me. Hawks came out there and handled business on the road. Um, a
They
team
did.
a team that normally makes about 12 threes, a game, they shot lights out today.
They had
Then
13 in the first half.
yeah, they shot lights out all game. It was to the point where, the number 2 overall defense in Philly couldn't stop me.
Yeah, but I mean that was in the first like 2.5 quarters, and then Philly kind of figured it out in the fourth quarter
Well,
because
they
they
made a
were
lot of adjustments and they started making little runs, but when they made a run, Atlanta came back and would make a run.
they did, but I mean they got it down to 2 points at one point. Obviously it was at the very end, like with like I want to say like 10 seconds left. Philly had it got it down to two after they Atlanta their full court press offense was terrible. By the way, they were
Well,
turning over left and right
they
against
Atlanta. The one
press.
thing I have noticed with Atlanta is they're one of those teams that only have like two ball handlers.
They do, yes, because
They
once
literally
that
only
ball
have
was out
two.
of yeah, when the ball was out of Trey Young's hands, it was ugly,
Yep. I
and
mean, it's just him and Lou
Philly took
Will.
advantage. Yeah, and Lou Will wasn't even on the court at that time.
Nope.
So, I mean, I think if you're Philly watching this game, so Danny Green gave you 4 points. Is
Yeah,
he
I
a
don't even.
solid defender? Is
He
he
didn't
a
even.
solid defender? Yes, but he's
He,
mainly on there to score, to stretch the floor, make threes. If
yep.
he ain't doing that, if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm considering starting Matisse Thybulle.
That was something I said as well. I think you might need to start Matisse Thybulle. And Matisse Thybulle plays. His only goal is to slow down Trey Young. I understand not putting Ben
Yes,
Simmons on Trey Young because you don't want to put Ben Simmons in foul trouble. because you are also another team that only have a few ball handlers. You have George
Yep.
Hill, but George Hill is clearly on the decline. They don't even really like to play him too much. Tyrese Maxey has gotten a lot better as the season goes on, but he's still only a rookie. Shake
Yep.
Milton hasn't really found his way in Philly this year.
Well,
So
but
I'm
late in the year, he
right,
was
right.
solid early in the year, but later in the year he just took a decline. I don't know why. I don't know if it's confidence or what, but yeah, he definitely took a decline. But yeah, you got to consider starting Matisse Thybulle just strictly for defense.
Yeah, you
But
have to. Now, also in Philly's defense, either they couldn't buy a three, whereas Atlanta
no,
couldn't
they
miss a
couldn't.
three. Where Atlanta couldn't
Yeah,
miss a three, so that's where the game really, took a difference. That was really the biggest difference.
yeah, and I mean that pick and roll that Trey Young and Capella or Collins was doing. Joel Embiid was just out there and he was lost,
He's too slow. He's too slow
way
footed,
too slow.
and with John Collins able to stretch the floor and knock down the three, they got to figure
Yep.
something out. They're gonna have to figure
Yeah,
something out there.
yeah. I don't know how
With
they're going
all
to
that, with everything,
that, but
I mean, do you see? Is there any scenario where Atlanta wins this? Oh, excuse me, where Atlanta win this series?
if and only if they win game two. If they win game two, if they take two in Philly, I can see them winning in six. But if they don't, I just if they do not win game two and Embiid stays healthy, I have Sixers and five
Yeah,
because they're just the better team. But I mean, this was one of those games. The Hawks were on fire. You're not going to have too many more of those games in the series.
yeah. I mean, to me, this was definitely a carryover game. The
Yeah.
Hogs were clearly still pumped, clearly still shooting well from the last series,
Yep.
and it just carried over. And those games, they happen from time to time, and it's just really nothing you can do. And it sucks because, like I said, they just weren't missing. And then when the team's not missing, now your defensive game plan has to change because now you have to step out. Once you start stepping out, that leaves those pick and rolls for Trey Young virtually unstoppable because now you have to
Yep.
step so far out to defend his 3 point shot, or you have to step so far out to make sure the pop guy is not wide open, and it just leaves the whole lane. Once Embiid is out of the paint, the they have no paint rim protectors after that.
Yeah, and Trey Young, his floater is deadly. It is
Oh, it's
super
lethal.
deadly.
It's lethal.
And then his vision is good enough to where if you do step up to get that floater, he can just change the direction and throw the oop.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. So it's going to be tough. I agree. I think I see Atlanta taking one more. I don't see them winning the series, but like you said, if they come out and if this energy, if this shooting ability is still carrying over to game
Yeah,
two, and they sneak a game two, Philly could be in trouble. And
yeah.
while we're on Philly, I just want to go ahead and say it, and I hate to say it, but Doc Rivers is a very overrated coach.
I'm not gonna go that far.
Why not? When he was our coach for Orlando, we still sucked. We were average at best, and that was with Tracy McGrady in his prime. Um, we get rid of him, and Stan Van Gundy becomes our savior.
Okay.
Two, he goes over to the Clippers. He
Yeah.
starts Lob City.
Uh huh.
He has prime DeAndre Jordan. He has prime Blake Griffin. And he has arguably
Really
prime Chris
good,
Paul.
really
And
good Chris Paul. I'll go with.
yeah. And they couldn't get past the Western Conference Finals. Um,
The West is a whole nother thing, man.
I don't want to hear it. With that team, you couldn't get to the finals one time. Mm. Then, we got the Boston. He goes over to Boston. He does get a championship there, but he gets carried by three Hall of Famers and possibly four with Rondo being point guard 2.0.
Did it,
So
well, didn't he go to?
he
I
went to
thought he went
Boston
to.
first. He went to
Yeah, I was
Boston
about to
first.
say.
Yeah, he went to Boston first, but I'm just naming his
Yeah,
time in
I
the
get what
league
you're
in
saying.
general.
He's had a lot of good teams and only one championship to show
One
for it.
championship, man. And
Championships aren't easy, bro.
then he goes to the Clippers and puts the two best wing defenders in the league together. At the time,
Yeah,
two top 10 players together. And you can't do nothing with that, man. I don't know, man. I like Doc. I love Doc. I know I respect Doc. He's one of the most respected coaches in the NBA, but I'm gonna be first to go on record and say Doc is overrated.
I'm not going that far. He's right where he is, where he needs to be. I don't think anybody
Which is
labels
the
him as
top
like a
five
great.
coach.
I don't think too many people label him as a top 5 coach, though.
I don't know too many people who don't.
I mean, name the coaches right now that you'd label over.
Me personally.
Oh my god! All right, let's go to the West Coast. Let's go to the Western Conference Finals playoffs.
Hold on. Before we jump over, we're still in the second round, so let's go ahead and talk about how the Nets about to win the finals.
Yeah, they will. They will win the finals. I mean, I don't
boys,
see how
man.
unless Harden is out for like the playoffs, I don't see them losing a best of 7 against anybody.
This is the series that will do so. To me, honestly, this is
Yep.
the NBA Finals for me. Now that we don't have Bron, we don't have Steph, we don't have Dame. I mean,
Well, I think Philly could cause some problems because Philly's a good defensive team.
I don't trust Philly as far as I can throw them.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Doc Rivers is their coach.
Okay. We'll see.
I mean, going to that series to me is going to be a good one. They just gotta if Harden's already labeled the miss game too, so that's going to open up Milwaukee's defensive game plan a lot more. Drew Holiday clearly should probably be on Kyrie at this point, and
Yeah.
you take your chances with everyone else. Without Harden, they should give Chris Middleton a chance to blow up, and the reason I say that is because he's not going to be exerting so much energy on defense.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I thought they would be able to steal game 1 once Harden left, but obviously I was wrong.
No, the Nets have seemed to found the fountain of youth in Blake Griffin,
Yeah,
and
for real.
I mean James Harden went out and Blake Griffin act like he was back in Lob City. So I mean,
Yeah.
they have just so many weapons and so many people that can step up at any time. I just don't see anyone beating them. Like I said, it would be the Bucks. The Bucks are deep enough, but I mean, at the same time, the Bucks, one of their best bench players, Devinchenko, or is that how you say it?
Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, Devinchenko, the boy from Villanova. All right,
Jesus.
the boy from Villanova.
He was
But
actually starting though. He wasn't coming off the bench. He was starting.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Now it wears it all thin.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
lose a lot. You lose that
you
player.
lose depth. Yep.
You can't have a depth problem against the Nets.
Nope. Not at all.
So, and this series, I got the Nets in 6. I do think Milwaukee's gonna take a couple of them, but I don't see them winning the
I got
series at
Nets
all.
in.
I can see that too. Sadly, I can see that
I think
too.
I think the Bucks get 1 in Milwaukee, and then obviously the Nets win on their home floor.
I like that. Let's go ahead and move it over to the West. Let's go probably to the most intriguing matchup of the Western Conference. That we were. I'm going too far ahead. Let's just start at the number 1 seed, the Jazz and Memphis. I'm going to go on record to say Memphis played a lot better than I thought they would. They only
Yeah, they
won. They
definitely
only
did.
won. They only won one, but they stuck around in almost every game.
In all
This was
but the last game. The last game was a blowout.
well,
It,
yeah.
it turned out a little closer than what it should have been, but it was a blowout.
Oh yeah. This was also Jaws coming out party, playoff
Yep.
coming out party.
There was actually a lot of good playoff debuts by some players. Trae
It
Young,
was.
great debut.
Yep.
Obviously John Morant, great debut.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And
I
that
think
boy
it was,
wet like I'm Book. Hey, like I'm Book. Hey.
yeah, Booker, exactly.
But we're gonna get on the book in just a couple minutes here. But yeah, Ja put on the show night in, night out, kept him in the game. Dylan Brooks, your Oregon Doug boy, played
Yes, sir.
very big this playoffs. I give
Yeah,
him a lot of credit. I give him a lot of
he's a lot
respect.
better of a defender than I thought he was. I'm not gonna lie. He actually proved me wrong completely. I did not think he'd be that good of a pro. I did not. But
He's
he
nice.
proved he's a good scorer. He can get you about 17 to 20 a game.
And I was talking to a couple friends of mine, man, and it's like at this point in Memphis's organization, at this point in their
Uh-huh.
franchise, looking at their roster, what position is of need? It's almost to me, for me, I don't see them needing an upgrade in the starting lineup. I see more they may need a veteran presence. A name for me who I think would be very interesting to see in that uniform is Kyle Lowry. I understand everybody's gonna say, "Oh, well, they got Ja, they got Ja." Ja does not get a break. Okay, Ja does not get a.
Yeah, if Ja gets, if they do get Lowry, he's gonna have to come off the bench. Obviously, Kyle Lowry, that is. But
Yes.
I don't know if Lowry is to the point where he'll take that role. I think he still knows he's a quality starter, and I don't think he'll take a back seat
Well,
and just take a role as a
this is where I say I'm
veteran
okay with
backup.
that. This is where I say I'm okay with that. Okay, let's play Kyle Lowry and let's play him at the two. Let's run small ball. That's what Toronto's been doing. They've been running 2 point guard sets. And even when they had
Yeah,
Nick Powell's only 6'5", he was a two guard. He was a starting three. You move Dylan Brooks to the three. You still have Jaren Jackson, and you at the four. You have Valachunas as the five, and you roll with Kyle Lowry and Ja. That brings a veteran guy, a veteran ball handler to help Ja not have to do everything.
the thing is, I don't think Ja is all that good without the ball. I don't think
That's
he can move
that's why I
without the
said
ball like that.
that's why I say leave Ja at the one. Kyle Lowry's used to not having the ball every possession because Fred Van Fleet will help run the ball
Yeah,
up. Um,
you're right.
and Spicy P will bring the ball up. So Kyle Lowry's already used to it, especially in this time of his career.
Yeah, I mean,
And and
it,
that gives them a dog on the defensive side of the ball.
yeah, but it depends on the price tag. It really does.
I don't think he's gonna come in there and say, "Man, I want the max."
But he may want close to like 18 to 20.
If
He's
he
still a quality starter.
if I can get Kyle Lowry on a 2 year 1+1 player option, player team option for 18, I'm doing it. I'm doing
18 a
it.
year or 18 total?
18 a year. Oh, 18 total, boy. I'm getting that guaranteed.
You giving him 18 a year?
I would at this point because this is going to be his last hurrah. This is his last
It
contract.
will. It will
This is
be.
his last
Yeah.
contract. And if you don't want anything out of him, now's the time to
Last
go
big
ahead and give.
contract.
Yeah, now's the time to go ahead and give it to him. That's why I say only give him about 2 years in the team option. That way you can decide if he's even worth it. If your team even made the necessary step up that you wanted.
Yeah. That's right. I
But
mean, the future is real bright for both the Hawks and the Grays. It
oh yeah,
really is.
oh yeah, I can't wait to watch them two teams develop. I mean, even the Knicks. I can't
Yeah.
wait to watch those guys develop and grow. And I mean, we very well could be seeing the next three teams. The next three up.
Uh-huh.
So it's only time will tell. Like I said, Grizz, hold y'all head up. Y'all, I did not want to see y'all in the playoffs, but y'all made every game interesting. So
Yep.
it was good to see. Now back to where I got a little ahead of myself. For me, this was the most intriguing matchup of all the playoffs. LeBron being the seventh seed with AD against the Suns, inexperienced, but they had CP. Me personally, I had the Suns winning this from the jump, and they were the underdog. How was the number two team the underdog? In the series, that's the LeBron effect.
LeBron and Anthony Davis effect.
But LeBron being so banged up, Anthony Davis being banged up, and let's be honest, them two being banged up is not carrying the rest of them scrubs. Kuzma fooled the world. He ain't fooled me. Kuzma sucked. Caruso sucked. They
X.
Wesley Matthews sucked.
KCP hurt.
KCP hurt. I mean, bro, the Lakers, man, what were y'all doing, man? Y'all fielding the team full of uh, garbage truck drivers.
Pretty much. I mean, uh, so I don't know if it's just to me. I feel like LeBron's days of being that guy. I mean, obviously he's still going to be a really good player, but as far as being that guy that could carry a bunch of role players deep into a playoff run, I don't think he's that guy anymore. He needs that Anthony Davis caliber type player to help lead him now. And
I can
uh,
see that. I don't think I'm not gonna say he can't do it. What I think more is he's at the point of his career where he's not chasing Michael Jordan anymore. He has nothing to chase for. Of course, he
so
wants to win.
you
I
think
think
his drive is gone, basically?
I would go as far as say as he's not nearly as hungry as he was even a couple years ago. I mean, he's already done everything. He's won the ship in the Lakers. He's won the ship at three different rings, three different teams. He's got five. He's won MVP. He can win MVP every year. I,
Yeah.
what's the thrive, man? What's the thrive? I think at this point he's playing basketball because he loves the game. But I mean, look at him. He's really enjoying his time shooting, the Space Jam movie
Yeah.
and producing that. And I just don't see him. Honestly, I'm the first one to say this. I can see him retiring. I can
I
see
don't
him
see that.
going.
I don't see him retiring.
I can see him hanging it up this offseason. I can see him saying that. I mean, I have nothing else to. I have nothing else to fight for.
He won't.
You just never know, man. He's enjoying his movies, man. Bronny is about to be a sophomore year in college or in high school. His
Yeah.
time's ticking to be able to push for a college. I mean, I can see it. Do I think it's gonna happen? No, no. I think Braun will stay in for
I
about
mean,
one
if
or
he
two more.
wanted to, he could do whatever he wants at this point. I mean, like you said, he ain't chasing anything. His legacy is what his legacy is, but he will not retire on after losing like that. He won't. No chance.
He didn't look like he had that fire in his eyes, even after
Because
they got put out.
he knows his team was like way outmatched, and
Yeah,
he isn't. Like I said, he
but
wasn't
that's the thing. That's the
not
thing.
that guy.
He's gonna have to continue to carry them on his back because Anthony always in the bathtub. Davis always hurt.
He really is. He's been hurt his whole career.
I'm personally I'm done with AD, man. I'm done with Anthony Davis. You know what? Now that we out here, now I got to go on my rant because now you don't piss me off about a couple players. I'm
Oh
done with
boy.
Davis. I'm done with Kristaps Porzingis. I'm done with CJ McCollum. Y'all are trash, bro. CJ. You, I'm gonna save. I'm going. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm done with those three guys, man. I'm done with them.
And Blazer fans have been done. They've been done with CJ for a while. I'm pretty sure.
I'm done with him, man. He's been killing them.
He has not helped Dame other than one series, and that was against the Nuggets 2 years ago in
Well,
Game 7.
let's go ahead and finish wrapping up this Suns because Chris Paul went ahead and sent LeBron back to the banana boat. CP about
Yeah,
to
he did.
ring, baby. I want CP to get a ring. I don't think it's gonna happen because the Nets on the other side, but I want CP to get a ring before it's all said and done and mark that
So do you think
stamp
the
on his
Suns are coming
legacy.
out the West?
I got something to say.
Uh-oh.
The Clippers winning Game 7 and the way the West is shaping up might have paved the way for the Clippers to make their way to the championship.
I agree.
And I was watching this game and I'm just like, and I'm sitting here, I'm watching Game 7 and I'm like, these dudes might have really made made it easy for them to get. I'm not gonna say easy, but they might have been able to fight for their way into the championship because I just don't believe in the Jazz. They live and die by the 3-point ball. I love Phoenix. Phoenix is gonna be a real deal breaker this year, but
Yeah. I don't see I see the Clippers coming out the West because I mean you got the
yeah,
two. You're probably going to have the two best players on the court in
almost every
each
night.
game.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yep, and
Now it
that's what I'm
depends
saying.
on Paul George. Are we going to see pandemic P or playoff P?
But I mean,
Because
let's be
lately he's
honest,
been
man.
playoff P.
That's what I'm saying. Let's be honest, man. He been kind of nice, and
Yeah,
you
he's been. I
know,
mean, he didn't play that good today though. He was
he
5 for
he didn't have
15.
he didn't have to
No,
because
he didn't.
Marcus Morris came in the game and dropped 20.
23.
Marcus Morris came in and did what I thought he was going to do last year. He did it this year, and so
Yep.
it looks like he's really starting to find his way in his role. So I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's shooting pretty good from the arc, so he can definitely stretch the floor.
I mean, since we're already on the Clippers, we can go ahead and transition to them. I know that wasn't the 3-6 matchup. That was the 4-5, right? Yeah.
That was 6.
No, that was the 3-6 matchup was the Denver
Is
Nuggets.
Lillard? Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so we'll skip them since we already transitioned over to the
Yeah,
Clippers. But yeah, Porzingis, bro. Porzingis is the downfall of Luca. He's always in and out of lineups. He been trash all season. I ain't even gonna not all season. Porzingis has been bad. I'm done with Porzingis. I'm done giving him a chance. Nah, man, get him out of there before he ruin Luca.
yeah. Porzingis. I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, he was a beast in New York until he got hurt, and
Them
then since then
injuries.
he has not been the same.
And
Not
he's
at
so
all.
soft now. All he want to do is shoot threes. He don't want to
Dude,
touch the paint.
I saw somebody's tweet. It had me laughing. It was it said Porzingis isn't 7'2" or 7'3". He's 5 foot 27 inches. He plays so small,
He
bro.
does, man. He's so
Like you
soft.
7'3", play in the post, learn the Kobe fade and or the Dirk Nowitzki fade, and it's a wrap.
I'm just he's gonna be the downfall of Luca. Luca's not gonna be able to take them to
Yeah,
the next step. And Luca
yeah,
has excuse me. Luca has been carrying them, literally carrying every game this season, or every game this postseason against the Clippers. They were in a position to win because of Luca every game.
Game 4 they weren't in position, but yeah, every close game they were in because of Luca. Yeah, Luca had what 3 games of 40 plus or 2?
Yeah, didn't he average like 37 or 30, 35 on?
He averaged a shit ton. I know that. He went
Yeah,
off. I mean, he
bro.
went
Like
for 47 a day.
that's what I'm talking about. It just pisses me off, man. I'm done with Porzingis. He on that list for me. He's on that list for me. Now let's transition
Yeah.
over to the Blazers because the Blazers got my favorite player in Damian Lillard, and since Orlando sucked, I be supporting the Blazers. So I got a lot to say. Nurk, Nurk, you can't give me 30 minutes without fouling out.
Nope.
Um,
Blazer fans agree.
C.J. McCollum.
You don't even have to
if
say anything.
if
I know
if
exactly what
if
you.
if I was in the same room as CJ right now, that's how quiet it'll be. You know why? Because I would have already strangled his ass out. I would have strangled him, and it just would have been
Jesus.
me sitting up in there. I'm tired of you, man. You couldn't make no shots. Did you give me a game where you scored 20 to 25? I think he might have done it once.
In the series, yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
think he did it one
He.
time.
I mean, let's just talk about the game where Dame did everything he could in the double overtime. He had 55. He had 12
Two
threes made,
and two game time threes.
and nobody. Anytime that man passed the ball in overtime and double OT, it was a mistake.
It was the
I
worst thing,
don't care
bro.
if he had 3 people on him. I would
Bro,
take Dame
I
throwing it
forgot.
over Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. and um, Campazzo over giving McCollum a wide open 3 in overtime and double OT.
I forgot who it was, but one of them boys in that overtime missed the dunk, and I could have strangled him.
Oh, Covington twice.
It was Rocco. I I was
Twice.
so angry. I'm still so angry that they sent Dame. You know what? Denver did not send Dame home. The Portland Trailblazers sent Dame home.
Terry
And
Stotts.
and you see what he at? He in Cancun right now.
Yep. Nurkic, he said he wants a bigger role, which I don't know how you can get a bigger role when you can't even play 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, listen. I've already marked it all out. Either Dame needs to go to Milwaukee, because that's the only other place I want to see him at is Milwaukee.
Well, Dame ain't leaving, so we can cut ties.
I know
with
he's
that.
not leaving. So since we're cutting that tie, CJ, get your ass out of here. Skedaddle, scram. We don't even want to see you in the streets over here in Portland. Actually, we don't even want to see you in Oregon no more. Scram.
What about McCollum, Nurkic, another piece, and maybe a first rounder for Cat? Because I heard there's reports about Cat in trade talks with
I have never
been
been a Cat fan. I've never been a Cat fan either. The boy's soft. He always missing work. This nigga calling out for everything too, whether he hurt or mental issues. So I ain't with Cat either. I ain't with that.
Nah, Cat would be he'd be a good compliment to Lillard because you can't double team both. So why wouldn't you want him? You want McCollum out? You want Nurk out? Why not bring in Cat?
The same reason why I'm not behind Kyrie. Them niggas call out of the job every day.
I know they got endless PTO.
Come on, man. Them boys know. Hey, at this point, they no call, no show. They do whatever they want.
Pretty much.
So I can't have that, man. I can't have it. But I mean, yes, I would agree with it. I'm not giving them as much as you just said. They ain't getting all that now.
Well, they're probably going to get at least Nurk and McCollum.
And a first.
And, I mean, come on. It's the first. This isn't the fucking NFL.
Listen.
This ain't the NFL where a first-round pick is all that.
Regardless, if I'm giving up them two, I mean, as much as I'm not on CJ and Nurk right now, that's two top 70 players in the NBA. If I'm giving up two top 70 players in the NBA, I better be getting Cat and another pretty decent role player.
Okay, maybe Cat and
give me the jailbird. Give me Malik Beasley.
Yeah, that'd be...
give me the jailbird, man. He in and out of prison.
What about Rubio?
I don't need Rubio if I'm not. I got Anthony.
What about McDaniels?
Like I said, give me the jailbird, man.
So you want somebody that you don't want somebody that is always hurt, but listen, you want somebody that you can't rely on even staying out of jail.
Well, I mean, if I get him out of that situation, he ain't gonna be beating nobody up, and he ain't gonna be trying to help Laura Pippen all the time.
Jesus. All right. Well, so, obviously, for Portland is going to be interesting because it's going to see they're going to have to get a new coach. Who knows who that's going to be? Obviously, Dame sounded like he wanted Jason Kidd. He just withdrew his name out of there.
Yeah.
So I don't know who they're going to go with that. And then obviously roster changes are going to happen. They're going to probably not have McCollum, and Nurk may not be there as well. So
hey, can't wait.
Exactly. I mean, they got to get another start. They got to get another star. They have to for Dame. And you could get another star for McCollum and Nurkic. You really could.
Listen, just real quick, this is my scenario. Trade CJ to Orlando for their second lottery pick. And see it, or see if you can get next year's first from Orlando and one of those bigs, either Mo Bamba or Wendell Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of Nurk. You ship off Nurk in your first, not the one you're getting from Orlando, and your first. Go call the Pacers and say, "Yo, what's good with Caris LeVert?"
Well, I don't think Caris LeVert's that big of an upgrade over McCollum. I mean, he is, but I don't think he's that big of an upgrade.
Hold on. You're not listening.
Oh.
You're not listening. All right?
All right.
We just want CJ out of there, dog.
But you don't want to just get rid of him.
Shit.
This man, not even a Portland fan, but
okay. Listen. Orlando don't like to play Mo Bamba. For some reason, this nigga don't play for us. Go ahead and get Mo Bamba. Get this second lottery pick. Boom. Go ahead and go make that. See what's up with Karis LeVert. Boom. Now you got probably a top 5 pick. If Orlando gets this pick, that means it's not a top 4 pick. So it's going to be somewhere between 5 and 10. So you got a top 5 to 10 pick. You can make something happen with that pick. On top, you can make some things work if I'm Portland, but you gotta have the cojones to do it.
Well, we'll see with the new staff, and I don't know if they're sticking with their GM either. He hasn't got fired yet, but I think it's just a matter of time.
If CJ ain't traded within the next 3 months, he gotta go.
3 months, 3 days. Well, he's going to be gone soon. One of them are definitely
right. All right. So before we go ahead and wrap this up, last question. So right now, give me your 2 finals team, or give me your 2 teams in the finals. Give me your champion.
Clippers, Nets in 5.
Ooh. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But if the Clippers get there, I see the Clippers taking at least 2. But I'm in agreement. I either got the Clippers or the Suns there. We just got to continue to watch how the chips fall.
Yep. I mean, that's pending injuries, obviously.
Right. So we'll just see how it goes. Always, Steve-O, thank you for being part of the show.
No problem. Always fun discussing anything sports.
And for all our listeners, remember, this is something new we're doing. We're starting to transition more into the video. So you guys definitely give us a look on YouTube and watch our videos. It's the same as the audio, but we do have a visual if you're more of a visual kind of person like I am. Again, don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, comment. We're on all social media platforms. That includes YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all under NBA Cast. So definitely give us a follow. Definitely comment on all our content. Again, we definitely love to interact with other guys, other women. It doesn't matter. Whoever's a sport fan, you can be a boy, you can be an ogre. I don't care. Give me some ideas, man. Let's bounce some stuff around. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.